Okay, I think we're recording, and this will be part 3 of my series of small films. I've started some painted papers. The project is a book cover. It's been sitting here getting dusty. Of course, the butterfly has been put on upside down, and I just decided to go with it that way. And right now I'm going to make some painted papers and to lead up to collaging. I traced some flowers. I might do another one because that's one of the recordings that didn't make it. For some reason, I did 2 recordings shortly after the first 2, and they wound up going into slow motion. It's like they started out normal, and then they went into slow motion, and I don't know. So anyway, it made the tape too long, which reminds me I need to set my timer. So I'm just gonna do some jelly printing, I think. It's been a while since I've done this, so I want to have some pinks and yellows and oranges and blues. Just kind of cover the whole spectrum here, maybe, hopefully. My blues and greens. All right, well, maybe I'll start with putting these papers to the side. And I should have been more prepared because I only have... I have to do a series of short films before YouTube will let me do a longer one. Oh, and I didn't cut this open. So that's what I thought I'd do this project, and I've had more trouble. I mean, sometimes I have the record button on thinking it's recording and it's not, or I get the slow motion thing, or I don't know. I've got some just apple barrel red flag, and Deco Art metallic berry. I'm not sure what that's gonna look like. I'll add some pink. Let's see what that does. I've got my brayer. And got some stencils. I think that really need to be soaked and cleaned. But that's for another day, I think. So not much has been happening. Winter has arrived. It snowed. Not so much here in the Twin City area where I live, but I went up like northwest of the cities last weekend. Today is Friday. Well, actually, it's probably early Sunday morning. Saturday morning. Yeah, I know what day it is. No problem. It's like just outside of like Crow Wing, if anyone knows Minnesota. Or you could look it up, I guess. It's beautiful, wooded, kind of pine tree country. Lots of lakes and stuff. And it was like a winter wonderland up there. It was the first time I'd gone to the cabin with Madre. And I don't know if any of what I've told about Madre has made it on any of my films, of my videos, because the slow motion ones, I couldn't even hear what I was saying. Let's see if this is working at all. I think it is. All right. Pretty. This is actually paper that's most likely just going to get ripped up for collaging, but, you know. If it turns out pretty, what the heck. All right, so then I think I'll put my stencil on this piece of paper. Okay. Try to get some of the ink off of it. Oop. Yeah, okay. And we know what we're doing. All right, so there's that. Now, maybe I'll this piece. I don't know what to do, but I need to do it fast, I think. Maybe I'll just try picking it up. So I did that last weekend, and then of course Tuesday was Halloween, and I always thought I'd be the cool house on the block, but back when I first moved into my house, which was in '98, I was working days, and I had like some commute time, and so by the time I got home, it was already getting dark, and I just really wasn't in the mood for handing out candy. And, you know, I don't have kids, so I didn't really have to, I didn't feel too guilty about it. So usually I just turn the lights off, and, or sometimes I had something to do. Let's see, let's try. Some gold, maybe. And I'm still sticking with the pinky paper, maybe. Ooh, I got paint on me. Shocking. It's got a lot of, good grief, I got a lot of paint on me. Not sure how I did that. All right. So last couple of years after Padre died, last year we went over to Madre's for Halloween, and I dressed up with her because she's Spider-Woman in her neighborhood. I never got into it in my neighborhood. I wanted to, but I just, like I said, I just never did. So it was all or nothing as far as I was concerned. I wasn't going to just be the one who just handed out candy. I was either going to dress up and be the life of the neighborhood, or I wasn't going to do it at all. Oh, what color is this? I thought it was dark patina. Oh my. All right, what else can we add? Maybe some more pink. A little bit. All right, we'll just do a little. See what happens. And last year, I just brought over some dry ice, and so I was kind of in charge of keeping that fogging up the living room. Well, because she likes to invite the children in and gives them like a little treat bag. So this year, we were just going to kind of do the same thing, but we wound up kind of being a little more theatrical. It was pretty funny. My brother sat in a chair with a huge rubber bug. First it was I think a huge cockroach, and then he switched it over to I don't know, this might be too thick. Switched it over to a centipede. It was like really gross. But he was able to sit there with his eyes open without blinking. And I was sitting at the table, and I was observing the children, as you know, and kind of making comments that they might be delicious for our dinner. And you know, and they were looking at him like he, you know, the older kids were even more funny because they understood that he was keeping his eyes open the whole time. They were quite amazed that he was able to do that. So it was fun. Torturing children is fun. I love it. But so we just did that for like a couple of hours, 2.5 hours. There's the neighborhood